Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my Commonwealth of Man playthrough. Last episode was running a little long, so I cut it in half, so we will resume with the final 2.5 years of what should have been one episode. Since they're moving fleets over here, and Dragon is fairly close to full strength, I'm just moving back to repair and moving the reinforcements up to join up with him. And hopefully Scylla can get in the fight as well, and we might be able to meet them here in Porava. Gorgon has been fully repaired. It's almost done it's about halfway done upgrading. The Juggernaut is capable of upgrading itself. It's going to take 81 minor artifacts. I'll go ahead and queue it up. It'll chew up those artifacts when it needs them. Or when it gets enough. They are still leaving. So I will continue to keep flipping systems, since I am getting further away from them. Now these reinforcements haven't re-arrived yet. They belong to Chimera, and Chimera is gone for a while. Yeah, Chimera will be gone for another year, so these reinforcements will probably stay in nebulous transit until then. They flipped Zolomon. We'll send them back to Euchromia for repairs. Sovereign Jazajan Assembly is in a research agreement with the Miravandian Coalition.
Engaging enemy station.
Both of these fleets are now fully repaired, and they have left Imoleto. So we are going to send them around, and I think I'm going to have Minotaur follow Sphinx. And the two of them will go retake Imoleto. That'll cut off another gateway of theirs. Zarklin's Pilgrims have made it to another outpost. After you take that one, push on down this way. That was a quick flip. And that's giving us a lot of free claims on their territories, because when they take them back, we'll get 10 claims on each of these spots because of the total war. So this is going to be a nice way to basically seize a lot of their territory. I can't do the purge until it gets the population down or the housing up 1. But they're getting ready to bombard this planet, I believe. So it won't matter very soon. I was hoping to kill off the robots before I lost the planet. They are bombarding this planet, so one of my soldiers was immediately killed. Basically, they're bombarding these as fast as I am getting them, I think. Let's queue up some more clones. United Nations of Earth is in a migration treaty with the Miravandian Enterprises.
Ships refitted.
Despite recent improvements, Governor Miguel Torres seems to be approaching the limit of his abilities. Arrested development, that's fine. Scylla has been fully upgraded. We are still upgrading their reinforcements. Einfeld. Oh, you guys actually moved in to fight them there? Well, they've moved in a lot more capacity as well. Yeah, they cleared out this area. So with any luck, while they are busy, I will be able to get to Imoleto and flip that system. You know what? Let's churn out... After we take Borbo, I think we're going to churn out a science vessel. It only takes 24 days. Actually, let's go ahead and turn out the science vessel now. We can jump from here after it's turned out, so we can go ahead and get this debris since they're gone. Federician League entered a commercial pact with the Kesem Confederacy.
Skywatch has sighted incoming enemy ground forces.
Oh, they brought a lot. We're going to lose Jenna. I'm going to get rid of the buildings that I didn't want anyway. And I think I'm going to cancel the clone vats. And actually go ahead and strip this entire world. I can't move the population off, unfortunately. But they're going to get a barren world. We are sabotaging this world. Enjoy your nothing.
Ships refitted.
Einfeld has been refitted. Now I can merge these two fleets and get rid of Einfeld. Now Scylla needs 15 more. No, 30 more. Scylla needs 30 more mores. I can turn out 12 every 3 months.
Engaging enemy station.
Zarkland's Pilgrims are about to take another one. Yeah, we didn't turn out the science ship yet. 3 more days, we're in space.
Engaging enemy station.
I wonder if that puts my thing on hold. Oh, there is a... It's an outpost and a orbital ring. I should still be able to handle it. Strike Force Gorgon is fully upgraded. So we can start getting its reinforcements. It needs 16... It needs 26 frigates. Fel Null Cooperative broke their migration treaty with the Sovereign Jazjan Assembly.
All Anvil ground elements have been completely overrun. The planet is lost.
So we lost Jenna. Adnorm Imperium completed their science nexus.
Taking evasive action.
Our science ship has popped up. I don't know why it's being shot at, considering that there is a juggernaut here. If it gets destroyed, it was cheap to build. Zarkland's Pilgrims swept another outpost. Okay, it's out of combat. So we will have him jump to there and pick up the scientist that is in the Sagacious. And then after I jump, I will be able to research that debris. Strike Force Dragon has been fully repaired. Let's get my reinforcements. So I am missing 5 wormlings and 19 worms and 2 drakes. What do I have over here? I have 3 drakes 5 wormlings, and 3 worms. So I need 16 more worms. There, they're all queued up now. I can also break apart the 2 titans. And this strike force is Chimera reinforcement. And the home base I had put for Chimera is Isnor, I believe. Yes. That's going to take 3 months to get over to Isnor, so I can start having, once I get these shipyards built here, start having it churn out reinforcements for Chimera so that they're there when Chimera arrives. So I do have an extra cruiser. Let's separate out that cruiser. And I believe this will become Strike Force Werewolf. Dragon Reinforcements is now gone. We'll go ahead and get rid of this new fleet. And set up Strike Force Werewolf to be Lycan. 50 Lycan. They've got it headed to Marik for upgrades. It's just 1 ship. We will go ahead and upgrade at Shaula. And here on the queue, we will move that up, the upgrade. Now, we'll let it happen after. There's no rush on it. Actually, I don't want it here where fleets are being churned out. I want them going into Dragon Reinforcements. So yeah, let us actually relocate to a different base. We will move Werewolf to here. Oh, not all of them. Crap. Yeah, this is going to be Isnor Station as well. Dragon Reinforcements home base is Shaula. Just tell everybody to return home. We've almost flipped the outpost. The orbital ring will follow shortly after. It looks like they're amassing again. But when they pull too far away from Raprix, we're retaking the system. That one's moving to Friaka. That is a 100k fleet. It'll be here fairly quickly. So I think it is time for the Pilgrims to move. So we will have them jump to Podanis. I ended up spending a lot of influence this time. I went ahead and froze this again, even though my term's only going to last about 3 more years. I don't want to get yanked out early. Actually, I probably could have ignored freezing it because it would take 4 years to pass. So that was a waste of influence. But the election is coming up in 2 years, and I will retain because I am the custodian, but it looks like the Interstellar Picarian are going to push out the Star Realms of Shar. I also laid a claim on Gigetium. I am sending Strike Force Sphinx to jump there and take that system, and I've got these troops getting ready to jump to there to make their way in as soon as the outpost is flipped. And while I was looking down here, I noticed there is the Shipon hegemony. They only have one planet. So if I get some fleets built up and I'm able to get over to here, then I could eliminate one of the vassals and members. I think they are a member of the Federation. Yes, they are. So it would eliminate one member of the Federation as well as one of the Felnol's vassals, and that would weaken them as a whole. They are actually involved in the war, where for some reason Miravandian Enterprises are not, because they are not currently a member of the Federation. However, if I declare war on them, I would also be at war with the entire Federation that I'm already at war with. And the Miravandian Enterprise is the other vassal of the Glosswerhenians. So I'm wondering how that will affect being forced into peace against all the others when this war goes to status quo. That's something I'm curious about. So I may end up declaring war on them if I do well over here at the Miravandians, just to wipe out two of the vassals of the Glosswerhenian to weaken them further. But I'm going to keep pushing on around here through the outpost until they come after me. And if I can make it to here, I may have another fleet jump in to help me take the system, and some troops jump in to quickly take the planet and eliminate them, even if I end up having to flee from superior forces. If it draws them down here, great. It'll give me more time to help the Latrepians retake their territory. But again, status quo, I don't mind if the Latrepians lose some territory. I'm more looking forward to me gaining territory. And in 3 years, the autocracy of Rakaron will be absorbed. And then I can start absorbing another one of my vassals. Probably the Molyneux mining industries, because they have the worst relation with me now. Though I don't know, I may absorb the Great Human Empire to get yet another mercenary company. We shall see how things go. The Juggernaut finally flipped this system, and it does have its jump drive available, as long as it's not caught in combat. So we're going to push on to the Walda system. The Pilgrims should jump away in 3 days. I'm going to have them take this outpost. And then these forces should jump in another week. Which should be before they get into the system. But we're constantly having to keep an eye out for where they're moving their forces. We're keeping them confused with where to strike. Zoltar's Maw just churned out a reinforcement, so that is one of their reinforcement systems. But the Doomsday cannot take a citadel by itself. And I am starting to get very low on alloys and energy credits from buying alloys, trying to churn out my fleets quickly. But they are getting up to strength fairly quickly, which is helping narrow the gap here for relative navy strength. If I max out their war exhaustion, I would still have to have relative navy strength below 25 for them to accept. And they are losing ships at a greater rate than we are. They have lost 814 ships to our 579. Of course, they have more ships to lose. And I missed an opportunity to get
Engaging
these.
enemy station.
Why aren't you pausing? I missed an opportunity to rent this fleet because it is now the autocracy of Rakaron that is renting the fleet. They're actually renting 2 fleets. They're also renting this one. So apparently they got lost in the battle with the Latrepians, and I missed the opportunity to rehire them. Strike Force Centaur is fully repaired. They do have jump capability. And they're about a 30k fleet. But they would be useless up against some of these larger fleets, but they would serve as a good distraction. I think I am going to relocate them down here. Let's see, if I go to just there, it would take about 5 months, and then I can see what their jump distance is. They might be able to jump over here and start creating a little havoc as well. There's a 34k fleet coming up over here. That is the Shapan Hegemony fleet. They're not that great. But that is a lot of ships. I still don't think my Juggernaut can face them directly. So I may be bailing out of here sooner than I thought while they move along. And I may try and relocate this other fleet down this way to start causing some havoc. Way in their back ranks. Yeah, there's no gateways. Except that one. So if I were to jump around here and then just start going through knocking out their outposts, it's going to take them a long time to get here when I have cut out their... Well, right there is a separation of the network for them. So yeah, if I get over here and start tearing up this area, it's going to take them a while to get over here. And that is a lot of resources to start denying them. They should flip that outpost pretty handily. I'll go ahead and tell this fleet to get in orbit of this world. I'm a 705. They've got 434. I will start doing bombardment after I flip the outpost. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and queue that up. Hierarchy of Moffith is in a migration treaty with the Citizens Alliance of Orcam-Fung.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Behemoth is refitted. So I can shift this battleship over to Hippogriff and get rid of Behemoth.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Democratic Glaring Union is in a migration treaty with the Fel Null Cooperative. That spaceport would probably be... No, yeah, it is Jezebel. No, it has not actually been engaged. Which spaceport is being attacked? The Doomsday is engaged against another outpost. They're up against an outpost. I don't know which of my spaceports suffered attack. Unless it is Jezebel.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
No, that one is Jezebel. Maybe they launched some transports from here, but I didn't get any debris. We have a confidence waivers in the Fel Null Cooperative, where I am attempting preparing sleeper cells. We have a 1 in 3 chance of getting unwavering insight. Let's go ahead and take a shot for it. We acquired an asset with the Sharans, a economist, which isn't a bad one. That gives me economy and subterfuge. I can still use them. I needed another asset to max out my infiltration. I was stuck at 95 without the asset. So I'm going to let this build up to 100 now. We got unwavering insight with the Fel Null Cooperative. Now let's begin. Yeah, we are going to begin bombarding the planet. What is my bombardment stance? I am not allowed to change the bombardment stance because this is a borrowed fleet. So they'll just have to do selective bombardment. They took 69 damage to their armor and 191 to shields. Fel Null built a gateway in the Helium system. That's not one of the ones down here I was looking at that was disconnected, was it? Let's just search for it. Helium. Okay, that was down here. I believe after I flip this outpost, I'm going to need to jump away. I can't get to my own territory unless I were to go into the Drisk system. I might possibly be able to jump to Scorum then. Anything else is going to be a pretty long trip. Of course, I could get down here and start pushing this way, where there are no gateways and it'll take a while for them to get to me, but I'll be moving very slow and doing half damage. So it's not a good idea to jump with the Juggernaut and then attempt to fight. Jumping should be used to get the hell out of an area. So I may end up having to jump into the Picarians area and then trying to make my way out. I may push for Drisk just to see if I can jump to Scorum and get back into my own territory. Let's see, yeah, let's go ahead and say we're going to go there after we flip this outpost.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
They just moved in a fleet just as I came in here. Now I'm only at 29k and they have several fleets that have moved up here to intercept me. So I think I'm going to, as soon as I come in, I'm going to immediately flee. They took Jezebel Station. I expect them to sweep through this area pretty well. Now the good thing is it's going to take them a while to get over here to Gakidium. So I should have time to do some bombardment and invade. Strike Force Minotaur, I am sweeping around this way to assist against them. They're too weak to handle any of the larger fleets that the others bring against us. I think Chimera is going to wait here with Zarklem's Pilgrims. That would give me about 60. That's not enough to stand up against them. Did I land my armies here? I did. Yeah, these guys are not enough to drag down either. That fleet would be. I might send Werewolf up here to get their attention and bring them into the fight. Take point and come down this way to help smash this, but then again I might also have some other fleets that are just about ready. I was sending Centaur down here. I think a better idea is to send Centaur here, but it would still take 4 months for them to get here. Dragon is heading to the Shaula system, mainly to get his reinforcements. Let's redirect him to Redathi as well, and redirect the reinforcements there. Scylla needs 18 more ships. They can catch up. We will send Scylla as well. Fortress Legionnaires are up to 75k. I will dispatch them as well, because I need to crush the Miravandians so I can push forward and take care of this and eliminate one of his vassals, at least before the war ends. We still have just the Giga Cannon. It hasn't begun the upgrades yet, or hasn't completed them one.
Station reports enemy contact.
Rebels and dissidents fleeing from Unity have found an outlaw space fleet by modifying several civilian vessels into warships. Calling themselves the Sons of the Night, these terrorists are spreading chaos and fear along our vulnerable trade route in the Podanis system. Their lives have been rendered forfeit by the enormity of their crimes. Order must be restored at all cost. So we just had a piracy outbreak here because... why? Because I downgraded the station. Where is that one trading to? That one is disconnected. but there is a chance for piracy here as well. Now, the mercenaries are providing suppression. Now that the piracy has broken out here, it's pretty much been reset. Alright, I've got 20 days before I'm back in the Podanis system. I think it's going to take them more than 20 days to get in range to attack me, so I should get out of there. And it told me I had contact with another starbase, but I'm not seeing it. Unless this was it. Yes. These raiders have made contact with the star bases. There are 2 Titans in here. So this will not go too well for them. The Elder Worm will have a problem targeting smaller ships. The Hippogriff Matron also. But when they hit them, they're going to just about destroy them. Doesn't look like Werewolf is involved. Yet. It's currently a hunting Drake class, so it would actually be pretty good against the pirates. Strike Force Pegasus is almost done with its upgrades. Rishethian State declared us their rival. Also, I did check the contact modifiers. Citadel Research Institute has no issues with me having used a world cracker. They are xenophobes, militarists, and authoritarians. The Citizens Alliance of Orcam Fung, however, is egalitarian, and they have an issue with me cracking a world. Brienne and Stellar Nation has no issue with it. Bagsh Holdings has no issue with it. The Autocracy of Rakaron did, and they are fanatic xenophiles. So I believe it is xenophile, egalitarian, and possibly spiritualist. I know the Econo-Organism did not care. The Allied Multics did. They're egalitarian. Alright, they have have xenophiles, so that's not a good judge of spiritualist. We need to find one that is spiritualist without being xenophile or egalitarian. Darforge didn't care. They're pacifists, the Great Huron Hierarchy. They did not care, so pacifism didn't matter. Okay, here's one. Spiritualist and pacifist. They didn't care. So it's just egalitarian and xenophile that matters for cracking worlds. Those are the only empires that will get the modifier. And it's another 100 that will only fade at the rate of 1 a year. There's only 1 raider left. We did get some debris out of that. I do not have a scientist over here. Let's go ahead and recruit another scientist. Let's get Mercedes Riveros. She'll stick around for a while. Werewolf went moving on. Yeah, let's let them go ahead and upgrade. I'll have Dragon's reinforcements wait here for Dragon. Strike Force Scylla is going to move up. So that will give me about 130k in here to their... Oh, they pulled back all but a 70k. Yeah, they pulled back about 130k. But we are going to push forward and try and crush them and push them back and get rid of their ability to produce ships, because that will cut away about 150k. Nope. About 200k worth of ships, counting for the Glossrahenian's strength. And it will also eliminate some of his economy, because he's probably in his agreement getting taxes. So we eliminated 6 raiders with this one. And the Juggernaut took this outpost. And they are really close. I don't know if I can get out of here in time. "56 days. I may end up in combat and just have to retreat." Because it's only going to take them about 20 days to jump through the hyper relay. If that. And I've got nowhere really to jump at this point that will get me out safely. I mean, I could jump here and slowly make my way this way, but I can't go through the Gandler of Revenant. I don't think... No, I've got 3 years to get through their territory. So yeah, I think the better idea is to go ahead and initiate a jump. It'll take me only 14 days to get the hell out of here via jump. And if they interrupt my jump, that means it'll still be cooled down when I come back if I have to withdraw. Which I most likely will. I don't know, we're fairly evenly matched, but that's a lot of firepower. They'll have a lot more weapons compared to me. I have a lot of hull. But I do believe they're going to tear me up. However, they do lack point defense, but they do have fighters. And they have a lot of close range weapons. I still think it's a better idea to go ahead and jump first. And if it takes me more than 7 months to get around here, I can always jump. No, you shouldn't have entered orbit of Redathi Station. That was a mistake on my part. Dragon reinforcements should stay near the gateway. So when Dragon gets here, I can go ahead and merge.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Pegasus is now fully upgraded. I'm missing battleships and cruisers. I've got 4 battleships queued up. 2 of them will be out in a month. And then it'll start on the cruisers. Or a couple of the cruisers. I think I am best leaving them there to reinforce as much as possible while I wait to see what they do. And get ready to go around if they flank. Medusa is just missing cruisers. And I believe I have, let's see, I have 6 queued up. And I was missing 9. Yeah, so I just need 3 more after that. And Medusa will be back at full strength apart from 1 Corvette, which I can churn out. Gorgon is got a ways to go to build up its power. But I believe it's going to be a lot more powerful when it is fully reinforced now. And these are going to be further Dragon reinforcements. They're still at half armor. They have not repaired. Oh, you are relatively weak too. I still do want to wait until at least Dragon has arrived, until at least Scylla gets here. So let's remove Scylla's Scylla and reinforce Dragon. Alright, Dragon is just missing 12 worms that will be churning out back up here. And when they are completed, they can come join me. So now that Dragon is here, we are going to push forward. And take out the Miravandians once and for all before seeing about pushing back this way. Though they still got a lot of forces parked here in Talon. They're attempting to bombard this enormous garrison I had. I stripped the planet. They're free to bombard it. It's just going to be killing off population as they do it. That was a mercenary company anyway. We have about 4 months before this gateway site is done, I believe. 9 days before he jumps. Now my stealth is good enough to keep me in this area. They don't have detection. Yeah, I won't be unstealthed. So I could actually move there when I finish this and start spying on their planet. Or be in a position to get a good observation of it. They do have a lot of defense platforms. But overall, their strength is relatively low. Can I see the armies? 370. I could easily stamp them out, but that would leave me hung out to dry if they cut me off through a gateway. I would have to try and push to a gateway to get out. But it would also eliminate that fleet entirely by eliminating their empire. So they have about 600k or so here that is tied up with trying to retake a planet. They have about the equivalent amount here at Emileto trying to take a planet that has a 2200 garrison. Of course, they brought 2100 troops. And then they have about the same amount spread around here, getting ready to come down here and retake Etrevip. So it looks like they have about 2 million fleet strength spread around. I don't even think I have 1 million. So yeah, they've got double my fleet capacity. Just mine. That's not counting the Latrepians, but again, they got gutted. They are building back up, but it's going to take a while. Now, that wasn't even counting the Miravandians, or the Shapin, or any in the Reshethian over here. So eliminating the Miravandians isn't going to weaken the positions they have over here, I don't think, because I do not think the Miravandians have provided any ships. This is all Glostwarhenians, Fel Null, and Citizens Alliance of Orkenfung. Those are the ones who are pushing against me. The 3 that are clustered right here. And I am hoping, as I keep causing havoc down here and keep them separated, it'll give me time to break up some of their other areas. And then when we have a 10-year peace, I should be able to build up my fleet to match theirs, especially once I get the autocracy of Rakaron as a territory. Oh, and they did move. Oh, they have even more. Yeah, that's about 500k in fleets right here that they moved down this way while I was causing chaos. Now, I'm not at full strength yet, either.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Medusa has been fully upgraded. Well, now it's saying Medusa's gaze can re-upgrade. What did I change on the Medusa's gaze that would cause them to re-upgrade? Oh, I bet you I changed the computer. Yes, I changed it to a line computer. We have 5 more hail of arrows queued up. That'll just leave 4 to be built. And 1 serpentine lock. Now I'm down to declining robots, depending on how long. Well, they've already whittled the armies down to about 400. They're going to be invading soon. I might kill 1 or 2 robots before they take over the planet. But what a barren planet they will have. I have 100% intel on them. Let's see what they're doing with Jenna. They're building a gene clinic. But look at that stability issue they're having. And all the unemployment. There are no valid auto-migration locations. They have criminals. Yeah, they have a criminal underworld going on. And they're having to build that planet back up from scratch since I scrapped everything on it. Let's see how my bombardment's going here. Slowly. I mean, this is not a mercenary company. These are clone soldiers that I created. But I don't mind sacrificing them to invade rather quickly. I'm just basically bombarding until I get there, I think. Well, I could bombard until I see units heading this way. They're attempting to retake the Citadel. And it's causing damage to them at least. We're no longer connected to Bagsh Holdings. They just flipped Etravip. We did get clear before they moved in. I probably could have made it to Drisk. Now, how long is it going to take me to get back to my territory? 2 years. So I will probably end up jumping again before that. Oh look, pirates. And a Shapan hegemony ship. Let's go handle these pirates. Well, that would take me 5 months anyway. I think from here I actually can jump back to my territory when it resets. But it's going to take 7 months to reset, so I might as well shoot some pirates as I go. Okay, now I have the upgrade going. And that canceled my movement, so I'll be here for 5 months, upgrading the Doomsday. In about a month, the last of Dragon's reinforcements will be completed. And they can start heading this way. Oh, Strike Force Centaur needs orders. We've established sleeper cells with the Fel Null Cooperative. They're at 100, so I can relocate. I just wanted to get up to 100 so I could see where their ships were. Now, where did I pull him from? I'll need to establish sleeper cells there. Sleeper cells there will last a while. It was the hierarchy of Moffith that I pulled him from. And I'll need to reestablish sleeper cells here in about 5 years. I've got the Veteresian League up to max. I will need to reestablish sleeper cells here soon. So let's relocate that one to here. Earth, I have 7 years. And I'm still building up in Star Realm of Shar.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Werewolf has been refitted. Well, let's go ahead and add another ship to that. Sovereignty of Tuxcali has declared Interstellar Pricarian Coalition their rival. Miravanian Coalition has ended their rivalry with the Tenderzun. Now, I should have finished... Yes, everything at Shaula is done, so this is actually Dragon reinforcements and can head to Podanis. Be there in 2 months. I think I have sufficient forces here now that we can push on and retake Zanzibar. Let's see, the slowest is Zarklin's Pilgrims. So let's have everybody else follow them. I think I'll actually have these two head through Azax so that they can meet up at Taurus with everybody else. And Dragon reinforcements, I will actually tell to go to Azax as well. Now there was something else that was about to be done in a month. That one is still up. Oh yes. Over here, I should have an upgrade. Yeah, the upgrades are down there. Let me bump the cruisers down so that it will begin upgrading before it starts building more cruisers. Two upgrades, and then it can start the other cruisers when these two are done. Well, how long will the upgrades take? 2 days? Oh no, we're going to churn out all of those upgrades before we do the cruisers. And these should be the final 2 cruisers. Now I also need to merge these fleets. And I should have some reinforcement fleets to get rid of. Well, just Cyclops, it appears. Now, Scylla's reinforcements have about another month. So I can just wait till April for them.
Science Division reports success.
Ancient Defensive Web Slinger. When it comes to tracking and shooting down missiles, these antique batteries are the best of the best, making use of a predictive algorithm written in long-forgotten code to weave a fiery defensive web. Now let's knock out the Ancient Nano Missile Cloud Launcher. That'll be 8 months. And let's go into the ship designer to one of our point defense. So the Guardian point defense does 4 to 8 damage, has a cooldown of 0.5, 75, 30, and 0 to 30. Average damage is 9. This is better than the top Guardian point defense. It actually has the exact same modifiers. The base damage is just 5 to 10, which upped the average damage. So basically it is an like a rank 4, but it cost 10 minor artifacts. So these things are quite expensive. Now let me check and make sure that on my ship designs, it did not decide... Yes, it did not automatically upgrade to the Ancient Defensive Web Slinger from the Guardian Point Defense. If I did replace these... Oh, there is a huge price reduction in that. So that's actually worth it maybe on the defensive platforms, getting a more effective web slinger. But I mean, it's just a small amount of damage increase. It doesn't fire any faster. It's not more accurate or anything. It just does a little bit more damage at the expense of quite a bit of components. So no, that would be very situational. Maybe on the Hippogriff's Roost. Let's see how much it would add here. Yeah, that would add 20 to like my ships, but it adds a fraction to the defense platforms. And there's also the fact that I will do 33% more damage with it. So those things will one-shot just about any missile, but pretty much the tier 3 point defense is pretty much all you need. What I would need is something that would fire faster. Let's check the progress on our bombardment. It's It's going rather slowly with selective bombardment. You know, right now, while a lot of their fleets are tied up with trying to bombard planets, would be a really good time for me to have fleets in position to basically knock out the Shapan hegemony. But it's also a good time for me to wipe out the Miravandians. Autocracy of Rakaron broke their migration treaty with the Miravandian coalition.
Fleet action underway.
We completed the Sentry aerials in the Tanab system. For the next tier, that will give us a plus 40 on our minimum. Right now we have, I think, a 70 minimum. This would make it 80. I can check with any empire. Yeah, my base empire intel is 70. So that means even without having a spy in the network, I will have a 70 intel without having a network. It would cost 10,000 to upgrade to the next tier. And to upgrade this, it's in the process of upgrading. Right now, alloys are at a premium for me. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything with it. Oh, there's the privateers that you frickin' rented. What are you doing way over here? Soran has that one. Autocracy of Rakaron has the Bastion Devils, and they were in this vicinity. There they are. So we started in combat with just this fleet, but the others will be in soon. And these guys are heavily damaged. It's not going to take much to take them out. Now my escorts do have torpedoes and plasma cannons, and the battle cruisers do have focused arc emitters, so they will be able to shoot down a few of them probably before they run away. Our general has died while commanding the military contractors. That was the one who had armchair. Yeah, because of the bombardment, he has died. But that was the one that had the armchair general.
Battle debris secured.
75 alloys in the Podanis system. It says I will not be unstealthed going here. Have they lost some of their stealth detection?
Battle debris secured.
74 alloys in the Naos system. Let's do active reconnaissance on Biltron. We'll make our way down there. They haven't engaged our starbase. And they did give up on retaking these for right now. Well, they have a Titan. Is that it? Trying to run? It's at full health. My Titans should focus it.
Taking evasive action.
Why did you decloak? Alright, go back here until you can recloak. Why did you decloak? I didn't get a pop-up saying they forced me to decloak. Well, it says we didn't destroy anything. Of course, we lost nothing either. Dragon is still in combat with the outpost. Nobody actually is showing wounded here. These are different areas.
Taking evasive action.
Now who's taking evasive action? Alright, will you stop being evasive? Just go to passive. My gateway in the Ramston system is now in place. Alright, move back there. I think the reason it was showing that it wouldn't decloak me is because I had the bonus for being in a nebula. That may have been the problem. Actually, let's just go ahead and scavenge that project. So the Stevedore was in position to put a orbital ring around Asher. It can go back now. Now to upgrade this gateway site, I made sure I had enough banked, because I do need that as soon as possible. Now it's showing losses. They lost 2 battleships and a cruiser, and Dragon did lose 1 of everything. Dragon is showing full health though. So I need a new destroyer, corvette, frigate, and cruiser for Strike Force Dragon. Let's see, that would be 3, 4, 8 points, and I have 12 incoming. Yeah. Destroyer, corvette, frigate, and cruiser. Go ahead and churn those out at Shala. 3 months, that fleet will be ready to come reinforce me. Yeah, now Dragon is showing that it needs to repair. And we have well over 200k there to their 150. It's going to take us 3 months to get there. They could be there in 2, so in 1 month I'm going to need to give them orders. Actually, let's go ahead and get a position to where we could just jump. Then I wouldn't have to wait until these guys are ready to jump to do it, basically. They'll be in position in a month. I'd be in position here in 2 months.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Medusa has been fully upgraded. In 3 months, it will have its last 4 ships. And this ended up failing. I wasn't paying enough attention, otherwise I could have done something and called in a few favors. But oh well. I'll have my emergency measure in 1 year, and I can put something else in there that hopefully may pass. Now because it failed, Castigation Proclamation cannot, well actually it does look like it could be reproposed right now. I'd have to check when I get 8 more to see if it has a time. I thought it previously did, but that may have been removed for me being the custodian. Going through the Miravandian fleets, the old Medusa and Hippogriff would have been better going up against them. They are pretty much all plasma throwers, phase disruptors, and tachyon lances. Things that are weak against shields or bypass shields and armor, but really good against armor. So these shieldless designs are going to get torn up by them a little bit, because the plasma cannons will do bonus damage The Tachyon Lance will be doing to bonus damage, and the Phase Disruptors will just be outright ignoring my armor. So that's the reason Dragon didn't fare as well against them in this run. Their defenses are kind of a mix between shields and armor, so me bypassing is going to tear them up a little faster. But I'm going to be suffering some damage here. Thankfully, most of my ships regenerate, so it shouldn't be too bad. Now, I'm curious where they're headed. Because they were headed to the Hyper Relay. Are they jumping to Zandor?
Fleet action underway.
Yes. They popped in over here. 5th Corolla did. And this has Devastator torpedoes. Oh, these guys were cloaked. These guys snuck up on me. But they're relatively weak. Yeah, they were right there. Now that means they have no shields. And my dragon is going to tear them up because it is good against armor as well. And as a matter of fact, the escorts will tear them up. Now hopefully I've got enough point defense to handle the torpedoes. What are you actually attacking? Okay, it looks like you're attacking the Pilgrims and Dragon. Please tell me you're not going after the science ship. And Chimera reinforcements. Now, the Elder Worm is really vulnerable to them. They took out one of my ships. Probably Dragon ship. Now, I did have some deals out. I traded 2,000 food and 50 exotic gases for 1,000 alloys with the Brienne and Stellar Nation. And 4,000 food for 1,000 alloys with the Citadel Research Institute. Now, I have a few more out there. Dragon lost 2 corvettes. And we got a little bit more debris when we're done with that one. Now, where are they headed? Because they were headed... Oh, they're pulling back now from the Hyper Relay. Traded 800 exotic gases and 300 rare crystals for 10,000 alloys from the Great Human Empire. That should enable me to continue my Sentry Array and get the completed Sentry Array, extending sensor range to cover the entire galaxy. That will give me a base intel of 90 on everyone. Looks like they're going to Zanzibar. Zanbor. Allied Multics ended the rivalry with the hierarchy of Moffith. Alright, we're going to go ahead and come in with these fleets. And hopefully this one will take the brunt while the wounded ones come in and help finish off.
Skywatch has sighted incoming enemy ground forces.
They're finally invading that planet. And they completely took it over because they bombarded it to nothing first. Alright, they're on their way in. Dragon reinforcements will be the last one. Good. I don't want the dragon reinforcements getting torn up.
Fleet action underway.
15 days before reinforcements arrive. Hopefully we will do some damage. Now they do have some missiles. The Gorgons, since they are so low on hull, should do a good job when they get in range. Glossworhenians broke off their migration treaty with the autocracy of Rakaron.
Ships refitted.
The Doomsday has finally upgraded itself. And it is 1 month away from being able to jump, so I'm not going to bother moving it. Now they are outmatched. They fled. Says they only lost 1 destroyer and 2 cruisers. I think they lost more, and we'll get the rest of the report when we flip the system. That's only what happened since Zarklin's Pilgrims came in, because they're the ones that are out of combat now.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Where are you? Okay, they're taking the Borobo system. Apparently I did get decloaked because once again I was in a nebula when I thought I was hidden. I immediately evaded at least. I'll be back in about a year. Now they are moving off, or already have moved off, and are probably going to pile up over here. Again. Yeah, they all merged into Hemia. They're probably on their way in to push further in. Yep, they're headed to the Cowig system, so they're going to keep pushing into my allies' territory. They have gotten a small amount of fleets back, but not enough to stand up against this horde. There, we flip this system. Fortress Legionnaires lost some ships. Strike Force Centaur lost a few. And Dragon Reinforcements lost 4 more frigates. And now we see that we did a little bit more damage. Not as much as I was hoping, though. Grasping Branch has very little garrison. So we're going to bring our mercenaries over here and start taking their planets. No, land. Now, are any of my fleets actually healthy? Strike Force Minotaur. I'll go ahead and start bombarding there. Chimera reinforcements. And Zarklin's Pilgrims. So I'll have Zarklin's Pilgrims assist in the bombardment, or do the bombardment of this one. And Centaur reinforcements will assist in the bombardment here that has the most. Scylla reinforcements will come in here. And I need 4 more Wormlings. United Latrepian Domains is in a commercial pact with the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly. They keep
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
making deals with my allies. We did some armor damage to them.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
And they took the orbital ring. They suffered some losses this round. A destroyer, a couple corvettes, and a frigate. At this point, I have lost 591. They have lost 878. We still haven't bridged the gap in naval strength, though. It's still negative 31. So the way I should test if I can get into an area is to select one of my other science ships. Yeah, this system has exceptional grade 1. That way I can see, yeah, I'll get decloaked if I go here. They're pushing forward with about 700k in fleets, but they're going to be taking damage as they pass through these areas because of the bulwark. So I might end up meeting them at Othana. Pegasus, it's not quite fully reinforced yet, but it's still 160k. Hippogriff is about 100. Medusa is almost fully reinforced and is 165. And Gorgon is 140. So, you know, these two alone is 300k, and these two is another 250. That's about 550 versus their 700. Plus we will have another 81 from this, the fact that they are taking hull damage as they come in, and the possibility that the United Latrepians come over here. There's another 50k I could see if I could get to drag along. Autocracy of Rakaron has been lackluster in this battle. They're just completely inactive. They're not doing a damn thing unless I basically drag them into it. Now they are disloyal, so I will give them that. And I could end up pulling back Dragon or the Legionnaires, or maybe both. Because we have kind of crippled them a little bit now. It'll take a while for their fleets to come back, and they will still be wounded. How long would it take the Fortress Legionnaires to return to here? 4 months. So yeah, I think we should go ahead and start bringing back Dragon and the Fortress Legionnaires to safe station. And in about 13 days, I'll have these reinforcements meet them there. And I will start mobilizing these, well, that one in about a month. And mobilizing these when I need to. Since it's going to take about 3 months for most of the others to get over here, I could probably wait about 3 months to start mobilizing the back ranks. But between the Pilgrims, Scylla, Chimera reinforcements, and Minotaur, I believe, and Centaur, I believe we should be able to handle what's left of the Miravandians, especially staying here long enough to repair.
Battle debris secured.
Got another 600 alloys here. There's one more to research. Oh, they are turning around and pulling back anyway. The Condite shards are sweeping back through the areas I took of the Fell Knoll.
Ships refitted.
Hippogriff has finally fully upgraded, and it should have started on 4 battleships. They'll take about 6 months apiece. Okay, so they are pulling back to assist with the bombardment at Imoleto and Evatrip. I might be able to push forward again to Raprix instead. So where was Dragon? There's Dragon. Let's just have Dragon come back in here. I will send the Fortress Legionnaires back, but I think I will send them back to... yeah, I'll send them back to safe to repair. And the Dragon reinforcements are now ready to meet up with Dragon. Scylla reinforcements seem to have made it here. Are they close enough? Not yet. Yeah, they're still 13 more days out. Medusa is fully upgraded. I can get mobile with Medusa again. I will go ahead and have Medusa push to here, or push to here. Pegasus still has about 3 months. Medusa is coming to Brigaffa. And from Brigaffa, I will see if I can jump straight to Bitron. If I can, I'm going to quickly knock out the Shapan hegemony. And that will probably draw some fleets down this way, especially once I start taking some outposts. Now they do have reserves down here. The Felnal has about 500k that they're not, or 600k that they're not doing anything with, much like the autocracy of Rakaron is not. Star Realm of Shar built another gateway.
All sword ground elements are dropping on target.
Begun our first invasion. This should be over fairly quickly. Scylla is now repaired, and I believe their reinforcements should be close enough. There they are. At full strength, Scylla's not quite 100k. That's mainly due to the design. And it looks like it's only about 50k. I'm getting basically double from the Admiral. And their experience level, probably. Now, Scylla bypasses shields and armor for the most part now, and does have some point defense with the Morays, as well as the Stormfire autocannons to help shoot smaller craft and things down. I believe Scylla should be able to handle this sector by themselves. 4th Expeditionary Fleet is there by itself. Medusa has made it down here. I need to get a little closer. Probably just going to Capella would be enough.
Sword 1 Actual reports all ground objectives secured.
General has arrested development. We took Grasping Branch. Now we can land on the next one, which has about 250. And the minute I start landing, I will have the Pilgrims assist over here on this one.
Station reports enemy contact.
There will be another one of the stations down here, most likely. They still haven't bothered taking back these yet, but it looks like, yeah, they're going to Benami. So I did draw some more off down that way finally. They're pulling back from here.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Took out a destroyer. Can't complain too much about spaceports
All
thinning
sword
out
ground
their
elements
ships.
are dropping on target.
Since I have begun the invasion, let's go ahead and move Zarklin's Pilgrims to bombard the next one while we take care of this. Which does remind me, we do have another one we need to deal with. They did have a couple of human slaves. Or, actually they were free. Those are human superiors and they were free. So, here now that it's October, I am going to have to deal with the species here. While it may seem like it's pretty late in the game for such a major change, I am overhauling the species I will be using. The problem I have been having is my alloys and my consumer goods jobs are not filling up fast enough. I'm getting plenty of minerals and food and energy credits. This isn't accurate because I just reloaded the game. But I'm having to buy alloys because my alloy jobs are not being worked because the species I decided to pick for it was a lithoid. And lithoids are slow to grow, even through clone vats. Lithoids have a growth modifier penalty and an assembly speed penalty. So I need to switch away from using the Praku. And while I was doing that, I decided I was just going to retool all of my species. So I got my hands on some Darbalins when this last thing came up, so I made several subspecies. So it is a lot easier to switch a planet from, say, agricultural to mining. I could just modify the species to another type. And I made the different designs based on different animals and just added the Olin to the end of the name, the scientific name, just to have some fun. So I have the Felidolins that will be my replacement for the Farine. I have my Ornithoryncolin, who will be my replacement for the Miravandia. The Simolans will be my replacement for the Praku. The Swedolins will be my replacement for the Ichnerval, and the Volpolins will be my replacement for the Oxenlitter. Having them with the different lithoid traits that added exotic gases and the like wasn't really paying off. If I look at how much I'm getting for populations, I'm getting like less than 4 points of exotic gases. That's one job. And the rare crystals, I was getting 5 points. That's also less than one job. And that is with 300 to 400 pops of that type. Actually, in some cases, it was less than 200 pops, but still. So I shifted away from those and decided to make all of my resource gatherers nerve stapled. That will cut down on crime because they will be unaffected by happiness. It also means I could put in population controls with no effect on them if I chose. And they all pretty much have the same stats except for the resource gathering. These are basically a copy of the Farine. They're going to be really good at being clerks and entertainers. And the Simolans, I made them fertile, same for these, so that I can generate them a little quicker. And they use less housing, so I will have less overcrowding issues on some of my habitats and the like, hopefully. Although there aren't that many clerks and, entertainers and machinists and stuff on the habitats, it is the Simolans I will be using for strategic resource refineries. So reducing their population size or housing usage is the way to go for them. And I also gave them nomadic so I can shift them between worlds a little easier. Now, the only other species I'm really modifying, the first one is the Furbanites. They are still remaining my battle thralls, but I've turned on population controls for them because I've made them vat grown. This gives them a bigger boost to being assembled at clone vats, but a bigger penalty to pop growth speed. Combined with the penalty for lithoids, I don't want them clogging up the regular population tree, because that's a 50% penalty to their speed there. But I can grow them as I need them at vats with the organic pop assembly speed offsetting the fact that they are lithoids. And I gave them the crystallization so that they will add more pop assembly as well. I also decided to modify the human superiors. I'm giving them nerve stapled so they cannot be leaders, and vat grown so that they breed extremely slow and I can catch them if they're trying to grow them. And I gave them quarrelsome, deviants, unruly, and repugnant, and I plan on shifting them to worlds that I am going to lose. Or in the end, if I end up with them, I would shift them all to a habitat and just blow it up. Because you can target your own worlds with your Colossus. The only thing that will do is an empire-wide happiness penalty for blowing up your own planet. But the other species I plan on phasing out as I start growing these others. It would probably be nice if I could add fertile or at least rapid breeders to my resource gatherers, but I really couldn't fit in the points or the picks. I wanted to maximize how much they're getting from resources. So they will be getting 5% there, 10% there, at least to everything except for electricity, and 5% there. So that's 20% to minerals and foods, and 10% to energy credits. Adding in this is another 5% to either of them, so that becomes 25 and 15. And this will make it 40 and 30. So they will have the maximum bonuses for generating my resources. Now those come out to be very small bonuses because they're based off the base value of the job. Now that is improved by the orbital ring module and the building, like the mineral extraction. There it is. The mineral purification hubs end up adding 2 jobs to miners, so now instead of producing 4, they will produce 6. Well, 40% of that is 2.4. But if you look at the number of miners I will have here, 26, 2.4 adds up. Yeah, that ends up being almost 70 extra minerals that I will be generating on this planet. And of course the orbital ring building, I can't select it on a orbital ring that doesn't have a 3rd tier. We'll add another 2. So it would end up being a base of 8, and 40% of that is 3.2. So on my planets that have orbital rings, like that one that has 18, if I had the low gravity mega refiners on it, that would be 3.2. That would end up being 60 extra minerals. Now the only real advantage to using lithoids, in my opinion, is the army damage and early on the habitability bonuses. This late in the game, my habitability bonuses are good enough that even on worlds that I have 100% habitability on most of the habitats. And of course the worlds. Like if I look at my continental worlds and look at some of the population down here, the Miravandia are the only one that are not at 100. And that is because they do not have robust. They're getting a base of 80% habitability. And then I have 15 points from empire-wide modifiers. If we look at the Ichnerval, they get the base of 80, and robust adds another 5, giving them 85. With that 15 gives them 100% habitability on continental worlds. And since I'm shifting everything over to continental worlds, that's sufficient. But if I were to look at one of the planets I'm terraforming, this is an Arctic world. And I know I have at least one Ichnerval on here. There we go. He's at 65% habitability on an Arctic world. Well, the base Arctic world is 20% habitability. That's 60 points lower than a continental world. If I were to shift him to a continental world, he should have 125% habitability because he'd have 60 more base points. Because the robust is adding 30. Yeah, the robust added 30, not 5. So the robust is adding 30, which brings it up to a base of 50 with the 15 extra for my current habitability bonuses. I have a 65% habitability on just about the worst habitable world possible for my species. So I don't really need, especially now, once I get rid of the Miravandia for the others that have robust, I won't really need to worry about hanging on to species who had a homeworld bonus at this point. They would have had 100% habitability on their homeworld regardless of other modifiers, like the oxen litter from Leffingwell. Well, I no longer need to worry about that, or the Rogerians on Truett. I no longer need to worry about keeping that specific species there because they have the best habitability. Now my slaves will have the best habitability on any continental or habitat world I have, and have really good habitability even on worlds that are bad for them. Now the only ones that do not have robust are my domestic servants and indentured servants. But these are mainly going to be on Ecumenopoli and the occasional world that will be continental. So once I get 5% more habitability bonus, they will have 100% habitability on any continental world anyway. Same for my domestic servants, but habitability doesn't really affect them too much since basically they are generating resources that are not affected by that. It'll give them a little bit more food upkeep until I get 5% more habitability bonus, which I could probably do after I get my next tech in society. Habitability bonus will probably pop up if there's nothing else I want. Right now I'm modifying that one Furbinite I forgot to before, and then I'm going to change all the Furbinites. Now, I may have waited a bit late to begin the invasion here because I see these guys are already at the hyper relay over here. I didn't notice them creeping up. I was too busy focused on something else, but I'm hoping, and I'm jumping them out, I'm hoping I'm able to complete the invasion in time to be able to see if this world has anything I want to keep and strip it.
New species variant available.
So we completed that version of the Furbinite. The next ones I want to modify are the human superiors. First, I want to see if I can apply this template. Yeah, I can only apply this template to the one that does not have the processors.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
There's probably one of these spaceports down here. It flipped fairly quickly. Benjamin Station. They came in and one-shotted it. Strike Force Dragon has been fully repaired. The reinforcements are almost here. I'll wait until next month to relocate them.
Battle debris secured.
We have 2,000 more alloys from the debris in Zandbor. And we have engaged this base. Actually, let's go ahead and relocate Dragon to there. And just have this fleet follow them.
All sword ground elements are dropping on target.
Well, we did manage to land, and they managed to jump out. They also are invading Bondaga, but right now it looks like they may lose. It's going to be very close. They may have more reinforcements, so they have been invested in this for quite a while. We're almost done with this invasion. And this one is going to be fairly close. Hopefully it will be fairly quick. Because I would like to flip it before they get in and flip the star base. Alright, now Centaur is repaired. We will relocate them here. Oh, they left. They didn't come into Geketum when I jumped out. They redirected. And I believe Chimera is back now. No, 1 more month or 2 more months.
New species variant available.
Democratic Glarian Union is in a migration treaty with the Allied Multics. And we have completed modifications of one of the human superior species. We will go ahead and get the other. Now I do need to check, now that they've been dropped out of leaders, which planet that human superior is on. Now since they're nerve stapled, they cannot be employed as rulers or specialists. He's going to be kicked out of here next month. So I will need a new politician over here. It'll promote up one of the humans down here. And he'll be booted all the way down there for me to relocate. Oh, they didn't make it before Dragon jumped out. Astral Core and the 5th Extraorbital Core are retaking these systems again. That's about 200k worth of fleets they're spending to clear out outposts. Oh, that also does remind me. One of these should have gotten to full. Almost. Yeah, I'm 10 days out from having Strike Force Gorgon be at full, and then I will push and start retaking some areas over here, but I want to avoid conflict. Oh wait, they've moved 3k over this way, so we are going to redirect our fleets over there. I'm 10 days out from getting this reinforcement. Gorgon will wait. Pegasus is about 10 days out from getting another charging stallion. I can go ahead and start relocating Hippogriff.
Ground objective secured.
We've got Yerg Pabdoon. So we're immediately going to take over Yerg Nuthaeg, and these three can proceed onward to Tampere. Habinti Unified Worlds built a gateway. So now it doesn't matter that they're disconnected from the other empires so much. There, I've gotten my 9th one, or the one that was going to be out in 9 days with Pegasus. I'm going to relocate Pegasus. One more day.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Now Gorgon can relocate. Miravandian Enterprises are in a migration treaty with the Allied Multics. A spaceport has found enemy contact. That's probably this one. It could be one I still have down here. Nope, neither of them have been retaken yet. Medusa is in position. We are going to jump here and take Bitron. And after we jump in and start the combat, I will begin jumping the transports in to quickly seize their world. I wonder if I'm close enough to have dragon reinforcements. No, we are not close enough. But I should get close enough when Dragon gets closer over here.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Knew it was going to happen. Yeah, because they're going to have to delay
New species variant available.
The hyperlane jump. We've completed the other human superior. Autocracy of Rakaron is in a migration treaty with the Allied Multics. Now for the next species I need to do, I want to get those Darbalins. So I've got to remember where the Darbalins were. There's one on Doran and one on St. Natchbull. Both could be miners. So we will transfer them into the miner species, which is the Swedelin. And then I will get to the Furbanites.
Ground objective secured.
We have successfully taken Gekedem. I think I'm just going to leave these troops here to make their invasion a little tougher. Paradise Made. This planet was terraformed to look like its creator's promised land. You know, it's almost worth investing in terraforming to screw that up. Alright, what all do we have here? They have a Rogerian. I don't see any humans. And I don't see any Darbalins, which are the only two things I really care about at this point, or Furbanites. But this is a planet I'm not going to be able to keep. I know that. So we are going to downgrade everything and basically undo their investment in this planet. And we are going to resettle those humans over here. The human superior, because I do not want them. Actually, we'll wait to transfer the human superiors, because otherwise, with all the unemployment, they may move back over. They may migrate to elsewhere in my empire. They decided to come back. Actually, I do need to move the humans now, otherwise they won't be able to resettle when they retake the system. Scylla has already lost 5 ships. Oh, they moved in some destroyers. Well, we have reinforcements incoming.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Yep, they flipped Gekedem station. Now that I no longer have the station... No, they have to be in orbit of the planet for resettlement to be shut off. Oh, still wasn't fast enough. Fortress Legionnaires are fully repaired. They're about 100k fleet strength. We'll send them over here as well. They're a little bit slower. I could jump. I don't care about casualties to them, but I want the firepower. So that's 450k versus their 320. And they will be taking... Well, they took a little bit of hull damage flipping that system. Strike Force Sphinx is not repairing. They just jumped in. Chimera is finally back. That means Werewolf needs to relocate. I think I will send them to Taurus. I can't set it until I take the last planet. But this is going to be their home base, and I will start churning out their reinforcements here. Do I currently have any in production? 3 months. Okay, change of plans. We'll leave Werewolf here for 3 months. And I may end up relocating Chimera. Chimera's phantom reinforcements are popping back up as well. Chimera just needs to repair. Right now, I'm not going to be reinforcing them until I build up more alloys. So yeah, we'll just send Chimera here. I didn't get to land before they attacked me. I think I lost the entire fleet of transports. Oh well. Now that Medusa has engaged, they should take out the defense platforms pretty quickly. I mean, combat-wise, I way outstrip their combat capabilities. So I'm going to go ahead and initiate a jump with the troop transport.
Construction complete.
Kappa Privateers paid dividends. Just 2,000 energy credits, but now we have 2 mercenaries that will be giving us regular profits. I've decided I am going to do the sabotage starbase facility against the Glossworhenians. Starbases and orbital rings are the beating heart of any empire. It'd be a shame if something happened to one. We're targeting Werheni Station. Because what do they use in their orbital rings but habitation modules? You lose a habitation module, you lose a district. So we're going to launch that. That did take 100 influence, but I'm letting it bank up pretty well. And I shifted all of the population pretty much off of the world I'm about to lose, Gaketium. All that's over here are the cyborgs I don't want. Yep, just 2 different species of human superior. That way I filled up all the clerk jobs, all the minor jobs. I even switched some over to be indentured servants so I can fill up a lot of my metallurgy jobs and consumer good jobs. And we'll see how that affects my economy in a month.
New species variant available.
Alright, we finished the Swedelin. Now let's go ahead and make sure those last few human superiors are taken care of so that when they get them, they're crap. And then we can switch all of our Furbanites over. Scylla lost 6 destroyers taking on this. They blew up 8 frigates and did quite a bit to the Blossoming Corolla before they left, even took out a battleship, and it looks like we completely destroyed something else. Now, one thing to look at is the trade value in these areas will drop when I take them over. Right now this one's listing as 242, but there's still 1 planet to take over. But yeah, this one was pretty high, and so was this one before I conquered the planets. Now these planets I have, they're generating about 19. This planet I'm in the process of conquering, 222. Because they get double from their pop jobs for the difficulty. So that 67 became 134. And then the amount they get from pops, plus they're getting other bonuses in addition to the doubling for the difficulty setting. Alright, now that we have flipped this station, there's their detection arrays. So they should no longer be unstealthing my science ship, unless they have even more detection arrays around there. I'm not seeing it saying it'll pop me. Yeah, it will pop me. It'll pop me there. It won't pop me here once we get full control of the system. So yeah, they still do. It probably hasn't updated that they no longer have the detection value. But now these fleets, Dragon is healthy, and Dragon reinforcements. Let's just select them and tell them to begin bombarding New Light. It has a 1.5k garrison. Centaur is healthy. We will have them also bombard. We'll have Scylla wait here. And it's actually down 6 ships. If we were to reinforce, they would come from Wollius Station. 2 Morays and 4 electric eels. So we'll just tell Wollius Station to churn them out and then send them over this way. Because I believe I could get them here faster than the reinforcement thing does. Wollius has a gateway. It could get straight to Radathi and then run along the hyper relay network to get to me. The only advantage of using this is you don't have to worry about an interruption in your supply line. They'll appear in the system with you when the time has elapsed, so your reinforcements can't really be picked off on the way to you. However, if you are in combat when they show up, they can still be picked off there, as we have seen. It will be the hierarchy of Moffith and the Interstellar Pricarian Coalition in the next council. We sent an enemy science ship out. Actually, not an enemy, just a neutral one. The Verzak. Oh, my transport fleet actually got into combat. I was kind of hoping this combat would be over. But then again, I do have half speed and half damage output, having just jumped. We're still doing fairly well taking out the defense platforms. There's only 6 left, and most of them are at half. The orbital ring is also close to half. And this one is down to 75% hull, the station. All of its defense platforms are gone. Orbital ring is about to flip.
Military station lost to enemy action.
They shot the orbital ring's defense platform that I had converted over. An operative in the Gloss-Rahenian Confederacy has fallen foul of an anti-tampering device installed in the service ducts of the Warhini Station starbase. Grisly countermeasures. Their injuries are severe, but our operative managed to complete their task and has maintained cover so far. It is clear that the Gloss-Rahenian authorities, however, that the incident was unusual, bordering on suspicious. Questions are being asked, and the longer our operative remains in their medical care, the greater the risk to our cover is blown. We could get rid of our attaché to ready an extraction. We can up the difficulty by saying we must proceed without them, or we could disavow it. This cancels the operation, but it does not refund the influence I spent. There's a high chance our actions will go unnoticed. I don't care if they notice my actions. Alright, this will boost operation difficulty by 2. I really don't want to lose the attaché right now. But that may be the best choice. However, that would also up the difficulty if it destroys it immediately instead of just on completion, because it's giving me +4 to the difficulty. So I think I'm better off. We must proceed without them. They knew the risks. Now that the month is clicked over, we can see that hasn't had a huge, profound impact on my economy. My consumer goods have jumped up a little bit more, of shifting all of those slaves over to do different jobs. The increase we got from more miners was reduced by having more alloy producers and consumer goods.
New species variant available.
Matter compression 2, so we've got the second one for armor hit points. There are no more materials ones. We'll go for kinetic weapon attack speed. It's 63 months with her. If I get one of my other ones that have Spark of Genius, let's look for the most experienced ones first. The one in the Alacrity, which is currently lost in transit anyway. It's about the same, but now I don't have to worry about a specific field. We've also converted over those last human superior. Miravandian Enterprises was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact. Now for species, we are going to modify our Furbanites. It will take 2 months, so it will be done on the 2nd of April. And then all of my Furbanites will be converted over. The only real change is instead of having scintillating skin and docile, they will now have, and scintillating skin, docile, and phototrophic will be replaced with crystallization for the pop assembly, vat grown, meaning they're much better at being assembled. These two replace those three. Now I need almost 5 months to be able to jump out of here. We are going to enter orbit here to begin bombarding. And I'm going to immediately land, even though I will be bombarding. I've got a 1 point something K fleet, 1.1 versus their 370 defenders. They have nobody coming this way just yet. So after they begin landing, I will cease bombardment, or after they land, and move over to start repairing, because by then this station should have healed up enough I can repair at it. And then I will probably have Medusa start claiming some of the outposts, working their way out while they wait on their jump drive. They lost 2 destroyers and a corvette doing that. Took out 18 platforms, an entire fleet, a constructing ship, and another destroyer. Actually, entire fleet is kind of not the best way to describe 4 ships. There's nothing listed in the shipyard. I can start dismantling this starbase. As a matter of fact, I will probably start dismantling. I could churn out my reinforcements here. As soon as I have control enough of the station. Of course, I would have to flip the planet to do that, and that would mean I would have to stay here. So I am missing 2 venomous blades and a serpentine lock. I will just have the Doomsday build them, so that when I do jump out, my reinforcements will be there waiting. And I keep closing that out before checking out how they do with the new modifiers I have given them. Now next month, I need to go through my planets and queue up more declining of species. Strike Force Sphinx is finally fully repaired. We will move it also in here to bombard a planet. Triumph has a 515. Actually, we'll send them to start on Triumph, I think. And now that Dragon and their reinforcements are side by side, Apparently I built extra wormlings. Those were supposed to be worms. I needed 4 worms. I could probably send what's left of this to Chimera. They will probably be able to make use of it. Oh, Chimera is going here. As soon as Scylla is repaired, I think I'm going to have it assist with the bombarding of Triumph to get this 515 taken care of pretty quickly, before we all move over here to take care of this. Strike Force Minotaur will start on Triumph. They're sending another 60k fleet over this way. They have about 30 more K after that. Scylla alone outweighs them.
Battle debris secured.
We had 10 alloys with that first debris here.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
They're about to lose the fight at Bondaga. They didn't even get to my troops yet. We have just started on Yerg Nudheg and Bitron. Now that I've started bombarding, I'm going to enter orbit there so that I can start getting repairs and keep an eye out for their fleets mobilizing. They're still not moving. He hasn't decided what to do yet. Fortress Legionnaires is still a month out. All of these are in position. That's 320 versus my 450. They are wounded. They're heading to the hyper relay. I think what I will do is wait till they leave and flip the system again, and when they come back trying to take it back, that is when I will attack them, so that they are in the system that is causing damage. Where are they headed, by the way? They're following Transport Fleet 311, which is probably headed to retake this system. No, that's the one headed to Etravip. So they are pulling back to Etravip. I'll be able to sweep in and flip that system back after they have left it. And as a matter of fact, while that is happening, I've changed my mind on Fortress Legionnaires. I'm going to send them to flip Cowick. But that would take 5 months. Man, it takes them so long to travel. What about just going to Othana? 2 months to go to Othana, 3 months there, and then an extra 2 months there. They have such slow engines, don't they? Compared to my ships. Yeah, they just have the rank 4s right now. They don't have access to dark matter. Alright, we'll go ahead and move them up. I think my ships are a little bit faster, especially Pegasus. So, as much... I would like to sweep around there. Pegasus's reinforcements could probably handle that. I'm just flipping an outpost and getting the hell out. It still takes 4 months for them to get there. So yeah, that's not as bad as I thought. Alright, return to safe station. We will use Fortress Legionnaires. So Fortress Legionnaires will head to the Cowick system. It's going to take about 6 months. If they start moving troops back up this way, that's when I have to worry about it and change my plans. Sovereignty of Tuxcali has pledged secret fealty to us. They are xenophobic pacifists. The Shar are their overlords. Yeah, the only modifiers they have are genocidal. That's the only thing that matters to them. So if I go to war against the Star Realms of Shar, I plan on doing the Secret Fealty, because this is the second Star Realm of Shar that is pledging Secret Fealty to us. If I go to contacts, the other one is the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly. Their bulwark and a vassal of theirs are pledging fealty to me. And sovereignty of Tuxcali is equivalent to me. This is interesting. The Star Realms of Shar is one of the ones I need to tear down. But I don't want to get involved in too many wars right now. Right now, I'm focused on the allied independent systems that have been a thorn in my side since the start of the game. Alright, it's now March 1st. I need to go through, because all of my planets should have been done declining a pop. And I need to start declining more pops. Let's see, this will be 18 months for another Simoleon. I'm going to start declining the Praku, because it will take 20 months to get rid of a Praku, and in 19 months I will have a Simoleon who can take his place. I'll just start declining one of the species here, like the Bothrian. I have another Bothrian. It did not immediately start on it. On any of these planets where I see cyborgs, they're going to be my priority. Avalonian superiors. With the exception of the Super Destican, because I am using them to replace as indentured servants. They're the lowest priority of the cyborgs I will be downgrading. I had to cancel the project I was doing to modify the Furbanites because I had made a grievous error. I had forgotten that enabling population controls prevents you from being able to assemble them as well. So I had to cancel the project, delete the old species, and recreate it again so that I could do it without population controls. Otherwise, I would have had to wait 10 years to re-enable the population controls. I really wish population controls would be broken down into assembly and regular growth, so that you could disable one without disabling the other.
Science Division report success.
Ancient Nano Missile Cloud Launcher. Particle charges, once stabilized thanks to ancient technology, allow us to create swarms of tiny missiles that still carry a respectable payload, and should be able to overwhelm most point defense systems. We have the ancient macro batteries. Create Thrall World is actually the cheapest. Zro distillation. There's the other habitability. That will finally give me a full habitability. That would take 19 months. Create Thrall World would take 7. And now that I'm choosing to replace species, Thrall World is actually valuable to me. So let's research that one first. Of course, I will need a new planet to be a Thrall World, but we are in the middle of terraforming one right now. Pankisha Province is now a protectorate under the Commonwealth of Man. It's no longer a vassal. So if we look at their contract now, actually we should have just gone to this page. They're still fairly positive. And they're still trading us a little bit of resources. Now that also means that my subjects will go up by 0.25 influence a month because I have another protectorate. I will now have 3, so I should be getting 0.75 for protectorates. That's another great thing about breaking up empires into smaller empires. If you don't have to worry about the reputation, if you're not going to be as genocidal as I was in that one brief instant, breaking up into smaller empires as you outpace them, because you will have far more capacity for research than they do. You will end up getting more protectorates, which is even more influence. So the Overlord route is a good way to generate tons and tons of influence and pick up a little bit of resources, exploiting the AI's capabilities for getting huge bonuses for resources and trade value. And it's pretty good. I just made that grievous error, so I had to discontinue what I was doing. Which is unfortunate, because as I end up taking up more and more systems, it is going to bog down my Empire maintenance even more, because that's more planets I have to go through. Which is another reason why I'm trying to simplify the subjects the slaves I will have. The Strike Corps has entered Giketium. They're getting ready to bombard this planet. Why aren't you guys working? There you go. I don't need you unemployed and thinking you're going to go to another place. This guy has to demote. There is no Violet auto migration destination. Good. So you cannot come back to my area. That's just what I wanted to check on. Fel Null constructed a gateway in the Marith system. Did they finally put one down over here? Nope, they're still building in the cluster here. They had just done the Helm system. They just built the Marith system. They have gateways side by side. In my opinion, now the AI has a huge abundance of resources. That's the reason it does things like this. But that is a waste of resources. They spent a ton of alloys and influence. Well, 75 isn't exactly a ton of influence. It's 3 months worth for me. But in the regular game, that's when you're first starting out, that's over a year's worth of influence normally. So they spam gateways like there's no tomorrow, which I think the fact that I cannot remove gateways and hyper relays is a major disadvantage, considering the way that the AI will just spam them. It makes it far too easy for people to hop around and flank me without jump drives. And kind of devalues jump drives a little bit. Jump drives have value for me since I can't use gateways to attack my enemies from this direction. So there's where the jump drives are still having value.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Which spaceport? I don't own Giketium. That must be Orb. Yes.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
We didn't do any damage to them before we flipped there. Scylla has been fully repaired. They're inbound with the Whirling Corolla, I believe. But we are going to move Scylla up here to Triumph to do bombardment. And we're also going to move Centaur over there. Honestly, they should have been over there anyway. It should only have been Dragon bombarding this habitat. Chimera's reinforcements went up there when Chimera came down here, so I need to relocate.
Construction complete.
Our Modify Species project failed. Now I can start the new one, so it will be done May 2nd instead. Oh, no, this one says it's going to take 4 months instead of 2. So this will be done August 2nd. And I forgot to queue up another shipyard here. I'm switching Ishnor Station to another constructing one. And when I get Taurus in my borders, that one will also be switched over to be shipyards. And because the governor I have in this area is a retired fleet admiral, this would be a good place to churn out ships near the front line. We're going to conduct a few espionage missions while we're waiting. Spark diplomatic while we're waiting to reestablish sleeper cells. We're going to spark a diplomatic incident with the hierarchy of Moffith. We will seek to cause embarrassment by exploiting the weak links of their diplomatic establishment. And over here with the Star Realms of Shar, who is actually at war with the hierarchy of Moffith and have lost a lot of territory, apparently. We are going to do gather information. This is useless, I know. I already have full information on them. There is an achievement for doing 10 different espionage operations. Our operatives will compile information on the Star Realms of Shar, delivering an intel report when complete. This will also expose vulnerabilities that will increase our maximum infiltration level for some time. Assigning an asset to this operation may skew the results toward their interest. Okay, yeah, so Economist is going to give me economy. Military would give me military information. Now, actually this does have a little value in raising the maximum, so if I sacrifice this asset to do this. So far, with the gather information, spark diplomatic incident, I have done prepare sleeper cells, acquire assets, extort favors, and steal technology. I'm also working on sabotage starbase facility. That just leaves armed privateers and smear campaign as the 9 basic that I have not done one of. And I would need to get a 10th during the course of the mission. Well, when a crisis is around, there is a 10th available. And if I become the Galactic Emperor, there will be a 10th available. So all of my spies are currently in the course of operations. I also did a slight redesign of some Titans and ships in general. The entire Dragon line, I've replaced their regenerative hull tissue with reactive armor to give them about 30 to 45% armor hardening, except for the small ships. I don't believe I did that for like the Wormling. It still has afterburners. The Worm, I kept the regenerative hull tissue. I suppose I could give it reactive armor, but I think I have, yes, I have Worms being designed right now, so I couldn't do that. And the Wyvern, I'm not sure I did it to either. No. I do need to adjust that and give them at least 15%. Or rather, I could give the Wyvern the advanced afterburners. Let's see, 58.5% evasion versus... No, I think the hardening is better. But I did do the others. The Hunting Drake will have 45% armor hardening. That's about half damage from disruptors that will go straight to armor instead. And it has a lot more armor than it has hull. That should help with the survivability of some of our bigger ships. And again, these designs will work extremely well against the Citizens Alliance of Orcam Fung and the Glossworhenian ship designs. Let's check the Fel Null real quick. Yes, and the Fel Null. They will perform exceedingly well against them, but they're not the best to have over here dealing with them. I may transfer over, like, say, Hippogriff down here and move Dragon back. I also redesigned, like I said, I redesigned some of the Titans. Here at the Titans, the Eye of Medusa did not really get a change. The Elder Worm, of course, got the reactive armor, and I'm keeping it with the Quantum Destabilizer to slow their fire rate. I created an Elder Worm Matron that has Nanobot Cloud to make up for the lack of regenerative hull tissue. This one, instead of having two elder worms that have auras that do not stack, the elder worm and the elder worm matron, their auras will complement each other, and it will end up working out that way. The Chimera has subspace snare now. The Steed of Perseus, I gave Inspiring Presence instead of Nanobot Cloud. And the Hippogriff Matron, I gave Nanobot Cloud. Now, I've been debating creating a second Eye of Medusa design, calling it the Eye of Medusa 1 and Eye of Medusa 2, so that I can have different auras. I've already got Subspace Snare. I was thinking either Shield Dampener or Quantum Destabilizer. Probably Shield Dampener. But yeah, if we call this the Eye of Medusa 2, then with Medusa, I can pull one out to retrofit when it gets back from where it is. But I do need to upgrade these two. And if we look at them, it's going to cost a small amount of alloys to do this. So upgrade fleet to the latest designs. And it should get it started within the next 3 months. It's going to take, I got to bring Dragon back over here to retrofit as well. And as soon as I am done with the last of the Hippogriff Roost coming out here, so in about 3 months, I think I will swap out Hippogriff and Dragon. These are already going to merge with Hippogriff. Right now, I was kind of holding here in case they come back, and moving my reinforcements up to me. Now, I am near a place where I could upgrade. Pegasus does need to upgrade. So does Hippogriff. So let's send both of them to Wallius to do their upgrades. Let's see, this one will take 16 alloys, and that one will take 16. They're just upgrading one ship each because they're changing out auras. And I don't have to redirect their reinforcements because I decided to tell their reinforcements to follow them, so they will go wherever they go. Chimera needs 105 alloys to upgrade its ships, and Dragon will need 100. It also created another strike force with the other Titan that will need 0.9. As soon as I flip this system completely, I could put a shipyard here in about 6 months. I am going to switch this one over to be a shipyard and start the retrofits and things for Dragon here. And as soon as I get these 3 worms out in about a month, I can redesign the worm to use the armor hardening. Word has reached us that the Jazzajan Assembly has constructed a sentry array. 3 more months and I will be able to jump out of here. Let me go ahead and... that was the wrong button. Let me go ahead while I'm sitting here idle and split off one of the Titans. No, I don't want to assign an admiral. What I want to do is change this over to the Eye of Medusa 2 class. Go back to Medusa. Remove, drop down to 1 Eye of Medusa class, and see if merging these two back... Yes. So I can do that with Dragon as well. So over here, I have Strike Force Dragon and Strike Force Cyclops. Now Dragon has an Elder Worm and Elder Worm Matron. I can get rid of Cyclops.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Which spaceport? It can't be this one. Ah, there. The Walda system.
Ground objective secured.
We have successfully invaded Bitron 2. Now that should do away with the Shapan hegemony. That was their only colony, and as a matter of fact, it looks like their fleet has vanished, the one that was attacking Walda. So now that we have completed that, I still haven't repaired. What the hell? This system is now mine. It has a shipyard. I can go ahead and have Medusa. No upgrades available. I do have an upgrade available. Because I'm upgrading from an Eye of Medusa to an Eye of Medusa 2. But now that I have taken over Bitron, I'm not going to be able to keep this system, I don't believe. So I'm going to go ahead and strip it. If I do get the access to keep it, I'll just end up abandoning it so I can turn it into something else, like say a resort world. So the first thing I'm going to do is strip all the buildings off of here. I think I will leave the resource gathering parts on here for now. I can strip them if they actually come. But I do want to remove the districts that are going to be costing me unnecessary money. I still have the High Ubarik to change the rights on. Slaves. And I've got more species I can pull around. The Shapa, how many Shapa do I have? 46. We are going to change their rights, their slavery type, to indentured servitude. And we are going to move them over. They actually do have intellectuals, so they could do research as well. We're going to relocate them to our worlds where we need more metallurgists and such. And that'll just leave the ones down here. They do have some of the Gleer I had previously sold and made money on that were set as battle thralls. And we're going to need 4 humans over here. That's a human superior. How did they get the human superior that I had created already? Well, that's unfortunate. I'm eventually going to have to bombard the hell out of a habitat full of them. But I got to go through and move some population around. I ended up completely stripping the world because I had enough open jobs elsewhere to shift people over to. There are just like 16 robots being purged here. That would take about a year, but if I see forces coming here, I can shift the robots off to other worlds to purge. And I have the one human superior here happily chiseling away at the crystal mines for me. Nice stability for having only one pop. And so I did get rid of all of the remaining districts. I had no need of them, no need to pay the maintenance on them. So this world will be I will be having to pay for the system capital because you cannot apparently downgrade capitals. You should be able to. That way I could drop this world down and switch it over to, say, a resort world. But I do need to wait like a day or two to get access to the station. That's the reason I can't really get access to the shipyards for upgrading just yet. So let's let it progress a day or two and now see if I can upgrade. It says no upgrades available. Alright, let's transfer. I'm not sure which one is the one that needs to be upgraded. Let's transfer out the Immortal. That's the one that needs to be upgraded. So that is one problem with merging them, is you cannot upgrade them until you have broken up the fleet again, because it's considering it the other class. Yeah, it does say it needs the Eye of Medusa too. So we can have that repair, and I could actually churn out some reinforcements here, even though I have built them over here. I've already built the 3 reinforcements. If I were to jump, it would be another 7-month delay before the fleet could jump back, unless these were the ones that were destroyed. So I need 2 venomous blades and 1 serpentine lock. And I can always cancel it if it doesn't look like I'm going to have the time. I am staying here to repair. There. And then I will begin pushing out. I could actually start trying to take their other stations back here and maybe make my way to a gateway and cause some damage on their planets. That one has an 800 garrison. That one has a 3,000. That would be an investment. Yeah, they have some pretty heavily garrisoned planets. But I could still draw some of their fleets away, which would allow me to catch other fleets here and start crippling them a little. Now those worms had how much longer? 11 days. Let's go ahead and let it progress 11 days.
Ships refitted.
Now I can redo the worm design and upgrade it. I really wish it would like put the numeral 2 or something after it instead of using the exact same name as another fleet, because it gets confusing when I have 2 fleets called, say, Strike Force Medusa. It's like, oh my god, what? The next one should be Strike Force Medusa 2 or Strike Force Medusa B or something. Hydra has been fully upgraded. Chimera has been fully repaired. And Walda Outpost is showing that it just did armor damage to the shards, and they did armor damage back because they were completely obliterated when the Shapan hegemony was destroyed. Right now, I should be able to merge these 2 back and get rid of Hydra. No, 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 no. That's not Hydra. Hail Hydra! That's better. Now that also reduces enemy shields hit points that I'm fighting. That's not a big deal, since most of my weapons here are bypass weapons. It does mean that the Gauss have less work to do, and I could probably switch them to something else. I could change this to also be disruptors. But no, I'll leave it like that. I do need... it is only 20% of their shields being removed. And it did not give me a pop-up about the Chapon hegemony being destroyed, but they are in fact gone. If we go down to the S's here, they are no more. So the Fel Null, do they still have a vassal? No, that was their only vassal. And that would also have weakened their overall because they're no longer participating in the war. 931 versus 627. Relative Navy strength is down to -30 now. When I get rid of this cluster here, we'll see what happens. Those are following the Astral Corps, who's following Transport Fleet 332, which is up here. So they are once again abandoning retaking this area. If they pull out far enough, I will send the Pilgrims back to retake a lot of this. Matter of fact, they don't really have anything over here. I could retake Rapix and possibly Talon, or I could have the Pilgrims jump to Unith and start doing some damage along here. But it might be difficult for them to jump back out, and they have fleets currently in the area. I want them distracted again. Plus, Medusa is about to cause a distraction when it is fully repaired.
Ships refitted.
Dragon's reinforcements are refitted. We will have them go to Dragon. These Dragon reinforcements were actually for... 2 of them, at least, are for Chimera. So I have 1 spare Wormling that I can turn over to any other type of Corvette should I need it. I will just change this to reinforcements. And let's actually send them to help with the bombardment.
Engaging enemy station.
Gorgon should flip this fairly easily. It only has 1500 hull, and I go straight to hull with most of my weapons.
Ground objective secured.
We've taken over this other planet. I still have about a 1.3k strength. So let's move in position for Triumph. It'll take me 2 months to get there. That'll give them some time to bombard it down. I'll just tell it to land directly, and as soon as it lands, I will migrate everybody else over to New Light to bombard that one. Now that does mean I've just picked up yet another colony, and this is now my territory, so I should be able to, yes, replace these with shipyards. Or actually, no. I'm going to put the shipyards there. We'll leave this as an anchorage. But I do want to replace the comm jammer with resource silos. And then I will probably replace that with a mercenary company. So let's send Chimera on to assist with the bombardment as well on the larger world. Now that it is fully repaired. We got decloaked. They actually got their cloak detection up above that level, so we can no longer do reconnaissance here. Yeah, this gives me a +3 cloaking strength, so my cloaking level is exceptional grade 3, which means they now have exceptional grade 3. They have spotted me and removed me. And as soon as my term is over. I'm going to lose open borders with everyone, and I would most likely get booted out. So let's just go ahead and get rid of this ship. I don't want to struggle with trying to bring it back and all of that. Which does remind me, my other ship should have returned by now. The Alacrity. It's back at Deneb. I believe this was the one that was parked in Caspadine because of the gateway. Deneb works just as fine. We'll just put it in orbit of the station to reduce the maintenance until I need that ship. Actually, I could use that ship now, come to think of it. I do have another leader who is not doing anything because I pulled her out. So I can send them over to Redathi to assist with scavenging these projects. And just in case that order gets canceled because the projects are all scavenged before I get there. Actually, better idea. Let's start with this one. Let's just have this one scavenge that one. And as soon as this one finishes this scavenge, I will probably scavenge this one and move on to start scavenging over here. They still have exceptional grade 1, so I would get decloaked. Strike Force Gorgon lost 2 corvettes and a frigate, going up against Porava Station. We'll send them back to Wallius, or to Euchromia, for repairs. No, Gorgon is the one that's going to head over that way. That's right. But we will repair here first, and then swap out with Dragon, and that means that reinforcement can be one of the corvettes, and I just need a frigate and a corvette left. Let's build them at Deneb. We'll go ahead and send them here to get their upgrade.
Ships refitted.
Pegasus is fully upgraded and fully refitted. I'll relocate them to Euchromia to keep an eye on Porava. Hippogriff should be able to get its reinforcements, I think. Nope, not close enough to each other yet. Oh, I do have a debris ready there. See, where is that ship that I just got back? The Alacrity? Change of plans. Go to Brigaffa. And I believe going here is close enough to jump there. And then we will jump this ship over here to get that debris. It'll only be a handful of alloys. It might be a waste, possibly sacrificing a science ship for this, but so be it.
Battle debris secured.
In the Taurus system, we got 1,500 alloys. Medusa is fully repaired. In 9 days, we can move.
Incoming enemy ground forces.
Took you long enough. They're reinvading Bondaga. This will free up the majority of their fleets when they finally take this last one. Because the majority of their fleets were parked right there trying to make sure they took this, and now they're going to split up and head other places. Some may go over here to help with Etravip, but they're going to be pushing forward to get to another Seeking targets. Our operatives are investigating key diplomatic actors within the hierarchy of Moffith, searching for hooks which we may be able to exploit. Our operatives have completed their information gathering operation and have sent a dossier detailing their findings. We only lost 2 infiltration level for this and gained a +5 maximum for 10 years.
Ship refitted.
We failed to fend off the invaders on the abandoned planet I left behind. Hippogriff is fully upgraded. Now I should be able to merge it with its defenders. There should be 2 more about to churn out up here. 1 month. Hippogriff is the one I'm going to relocate over there. It would take me about a month to get over there, and then I will get my reinforcements. And then Hippogriff will swap out with Dragon. Still showing it as mine. There we go. Adnorum Imperium is in migration treaty with the Glossworhenians. Now that I am at full strength, let's cause some havoc. I'll leave the transport fleet here for now. I can jump them out if necessary.
Ships refitted.
Chimera's reinforcement fleet has fully upgraded. It now has the upgraded Hippogriff Matron and Elder Worm. So we will send them down to where Chimera is. Digging for dirt. We have drawn up a list of potentially scandal-prone figures within the Moffith diplomatic bureaucracy. Several potential leads have been found, and our operatives are working hard to find the best means by which to manufacture the desired outcome.
New species variant available.
There, we have modified our Furbanites. And next month, I don't believe... no, I have some new humans to modify that I picked up on one of these worlds. I've already relocated them to... Why does it keep shifting them to this type every time I try and shift them to that? Yeah, they keep automatically shifting back here when I pick up new species. I haven't gotten rid of the species I had yet. There should have been 4 here on Biltron. And their species type has changed. I didn't accidentally choose the wrong type, did I? I do know when I did my maintenance, Biltron had no humans on it. I had to shift them back.
Engaging enemy station.
So it is me, Hierarchy of Moffith, Interstellar Picarians. Strike Force Medusa has begun taking its first outpost. We took 450 armor damage doing that. Of course, we have no shields, so we are going to be taking damage every time we get hit. And it's mainly the Corvettes that are suffering the damage, which is fine. Those are a lot more replaceable. Strike Force Hippogriff should be able to get its last 2 battleships. And now I will send it this way to take Dragon's place and send Dragon back to deal with them.
Engaging enemy station.
Fortress Legionnaires is about to flip the Cowig system. Oh, these guys are on their way in, aren't they? No, they're still around Bondaga. Okay. They're right next to the hyper relay, though. They could quickly come in, so I need to flip this and go.
Ground forces are dropping on target. New species variant available.
So now we should have just the human species that we created. Yeah, we have 6 of these on one planet, it says. And that should be Bitron. Yeah, 6 human superiors. They need to stay there. Gorgon is fully repaired again. Fortress Legionnaires needs to pull back. We'll pull them back to safe station. I wish I'd still left this one fleet over here. I'd come in and start trying to create problems with any reinforcements that come through. Like this lone battleship headed to the Federation fleet. We've begun invading Triumph, so all of the fleets that are bombarding Triumph need to start bombarding New Light.
Engaging enemy station.
Medusa is taking on a second outpost. Only took about 200 armor damage that time. 223 before we were able to one-shot it. Democratic Glaren Union entered into a non-aggression pact with the Gutgan Commonwealth.
Battle debris secured.
61 alloys out of that one in the tower system. There's still 1 left to research here. And I had forgotten about this one. I need to jump in here so that I can get that debris. Now here, since it is clicked over to September, there is one of my planets that would have just finished declining a pop. I need to pick a new one. Because I'm trying to quickly get rid of a lot of the excess pop to make room for breeding, because it is creating problems with my growth, most of my city little habitats and stuff being at max population. Now I can get rid of that hotkey. Federation League embraced the Council of Scientific Ascendancy and became more materialist. I see they're moving fleets over here again. That's under 5K in fleets. I've got 3.7 there. This would make 4.7. That would be another ugly fight if I went in there. They'll flip this Citadel pretty quickly because it hasn't healed to full. So we're still pulling off a good portion of their fleets to come and play cat and mouse over there. They're moving out of Etravip, so we should be able to retake Etravip when they abandon it. We need to take Talon and scrap the station, because that is one place they are generating reinforcements. So it is one of their shipyards. They're moving to the Parsec system. Okay, so they are finally going up to retake those two. This fleet is moving to Friaka, so they're going to finally retake that. And they're still holding this 6.5 to 7K in reserve. The Felnol are.
Engaging enemy station.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit of hits to our armor before we're able to hit the system or take out the starbase, which is unusual considering Well, no, actually I do have a shorter range one on here, don't I? Yeah, only to 125. So it's the Ancient Ruination Glare being shorter range. I have to get in range of basically the kinetic artillery to be able to fire those. And of course, by then, my corvettes and destroyers that have shorter range have already gotten in range of any other weapons. But what are they hitting us with? Gamma lasers. Medium gamma lasers have a range of about 60 to 80. Somewhere in that. I think it's 60. I think the large have the 80. So yeah, they're getting within range of 60. And it is our kinetic artillery and ancient ruin. We're getting in range of our small Gauss cannons. But it's our ancient ruination glare and our focused arc emitters that are ending this fight. Oh, they split up their fleets. They sent one. They've got 300k there. They've got 100k dedicated over that way. I have 370k. Even if they move all of them in, I'm at an advantage, but they will still flip the system fairly quick. And it's going to take me time to get over there. Let's see. If I were to go to the hyper relay, I'm going to have to come through this way? What if I just go here? 25 days. It'll take me a month to get in there, and they've already got a 15k fleet coming in. Versus a wounded station with very little hull. We can give it a shot to see if we can do some damage before we pull out. When Dragon gets over here, I should fare a little better. But again, I've got Dragon kind of waiting until Hippogriff gets over here, or this system flips so I can do the upgrades and the repairs. I should have already gotten in position over here to jump in when I saw their fleets. I should have been ready to jump. Oh, they're splitting up. Majority are going to Zolomon. Where are you going? You're following first extraorbital core, which is probably this one. Yes. So the majority of their fleets are going into Zolomon, which will give us time to crush one destroyer fortress hireling fleet. Nation of Selnock Prime was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact. You know, I had paused for a few seconds before I ended recording, and then this espionage pops up as soon as I end recording. Approaching target in Warhini Sui. A batch of operatives has left for the Gloss-Warhinian Confederacy. Their cover involves piloting a nondescript cargo vessel. Its hold is packed with what will appear to Gloss-Warhinian scanners as rare crystals and other precious minerals. We trust that the bare-faced simplicity of this strategy will serve as its own bluff. We need 4 clues. So we're probably a couple months, 6 maybe, away from having a chance at ending this sabotage of the starbase. Got about 1 month before I have to come back and deal with some things on a few planets.
Sword 1 Actual reports all ground objectives secured.
Well, actually, it looks like I've got to come back and deal with something on a planet now. Alright, let's move Transport Fleet 75 in orbit here. We're going to keep bombarding for a while till we get this down, since that's over 1K, and that's pretty close to our transport fleet size. So this is listed as a trade station, despite the fact it has mining bays and only 1 trade district. And they built research complexes and a stronghold on it. The logic behind the way the AI plans out things just baffles me at times. Start by replacing this with a mining bay and switching this over to mining station. And replacing this stronghold. Well, first let's disable both of these so we're not paying exotic gases for a building we're not using. And replace this stronghold with a hollow theater. So I'm going to need an enforcer. And I've got 2 human superiors to demote, but I'll keep them as politicians for now. Well, they're recently conquered, so they have low happiness anyway. We need to displace them for regular humans. So I need to bring over 3 humans. Varba can spare a culture worker. Ferdera can spare a culture worker. And Pildara can spare a culture worker. We'll move these human superior over to Bitron, where they belong. And we will change them out next month. Now we're still going to need an enforcer. One of my human superiors escaped again. I'll just leave him here for now. But we need an enforcer. I'll pull a soldier from here, from Hawksworth, to be the enforcer. Did I not pull the right one? Apparently I did not pull... Yeah, I did pull the Furbanite. Why isn't he... Oh, because I have soldier jobs here. Never mind, I didn't need to pull anybody. I just needed to close a damn soldier job. Well, now that human superior is working at least. Dragon's reinforcements are 7 days out. Go ahead and advance it to then so I can merge them with Dragon.
Ships refitted.
These Chimera reinforcements can head down this way. Believe that one is Chimera? No, that's Scylla. There's Chimera. Well, that's a Gorgon's Claw. That goes to Gorgon, not... Yeah, I'm sending that back to Gorgon. We'll send them to Euchromia. And the other reinforcements are here. They're also on their way to Euchromia. Yeah, they're going to flip this pretty quickly, but they'll be wounded. And we are inbound. They have made the Tiyanki Conservation Act an emergency measure. My term will end before this is halfway done, so I'm not going to be able to end it prematurely. I do have a lot of diplomatic weight right now, but 30% of that is going away when I lose custodianship. So I will drop significantly in weight. We've made it into the system. Hopefully they'll flee before they flip it.
Engaging enemy station. Fleet action underway.
Alright, we've engaged them. We have engaged the Borg. And we're taking on yet another outpost over here. Yeah, they race forward quite a bit. Will you pause? Yeah, my destroyers and corvettes race forward quite a bit, so they take a little bit of punishment. I've decided to go ahead and go for Marquez. It's a gateway. I'll be able to get out of here if necessary. And this system only has 200 garrison. I might be able to burn another planet down if I can conquer it in time. If we can keep them from flipping this citadel, I can put my fleets here to intercept when they come in from over here after having flipped that one, and try and catch them in an ambush and do some heavy damage to them. Because if I can decimate the fleets before they get the full reinforcements through, it will significantly help this on my side, especially since they'll be taking constant damage, and some of them have already taken a little bit of hull damage. They haven't taken a significant amount of hull damage. Yeah, they're only down about 600 or so points in hull, some of the ships. Well, that one's down almost 1,000. Maybe they have taken more hull damage than I expected. So I may be able to force some to withdraw or to blow up fairly quickly. But I am going to suffer some heavy losses taking on this big of a force. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're bigger than I thought. That's almost 5K versus my 3.3. Now, after we smash these destroyers, we're getting the hell out of here. They've left Etravip again, and it does not appear that they are reinforcing these fleets now that I've rented them. They're going to the hyper relay, which means that they'll be going back to Blia. They can't use the hyper relay to get in here, or shouldn't be able to unless this flips before then, but I doubt it, considering we've almost got them. Of course, they've almost got the station. Despite having taken every precaution prescribed in the training, okay, we got an operative spooked event again. You shall have your extra resources. And now I have to deal with a few planets. First is Yerg Onderine. I just built a Vulpin here. I need to switch this one over to the miners. No, I want the electrical one. That is the ones I'm building, isn't it? Never mind. I am building the correct ones. So I did not need that hotkey. But why is it showing up some of these other species? Like the Polysimus Superior. Shouldn't they have population controls on? Alright, Tharborites, Polysimus Superior, both need population controls. Now, I did have some worlds that had just finished. Well, this one has just finished growing a human. And I want to take off and put it... Why is it whenever I go any species, it goes to damn Furbanites? 37 months for a Furbinite. 24 months for human. Okay, stay fixed on human if you want to keep... I wish I could say do not grow Furbanites. Furbanites are only for assembly. Because it is really annoying, this slow breeding. I mean, it's not so bad on worlds like this that have a decent amount of growth bonuses. That 50% offsets their 50% penalty. But, yeah, if I look at... Yeah, it offsets their 50% penalty. But that the humans are getting a 50% bonus. So instead of 3 per month, they're getting close to 4. Or actually, they would normally get 4.5. They're down 10% because I'm having to force growth here. So it's a difference of a year in growing these two. And I don't need that many more Furbanites. I wish you could, other than having to lock it like this, I wish you could discourage species from breeding, but not from being assembled. This is one that was declining and finished its declining. St. Natchbull is another one that can begin getting rid of another species. Let's get rid of the Gudge. Yeah, I don't mind the Furbanites randomly growing at my Ecumenopoli because they have a further 15%. So a fresh one still only takes about 2 years. Of course, I would have a human in about 20 months. But here where we have high population causing further penalty, yeah, this is really dragging down how long that this is going to be attempting to grow a Furbanite. We are looking at 73 months. That's 6 years. Where if it would be growing a human, he would probably be out in about 4 to 5 years, which is a lot better. That's an extra year. That's a feature I would really like to see, is the ability to choose whether you want to shut down a species for showing up in clone vats or showing up in regular growth. We are not growing human superiors. Fel Knoll Cooperative broke the migration treaty with the Veteresian League. I just need 5 more months to be able to jump back with the Alacrity, or when I flip this system, I may be able to leave via the gateway. But then again, I'm going to be coming in over here to get debris, most likely. Well, it has no defense platforms. I may not generate debris here. Unless I blow up that constructor. We devastated their corvettes. The station is still intact for now, but it will be flipped fairly easily. Now they should, if they're going to the hyper relay, they should have a long trip to get back over here. So I'm going to pull both of my fleets back here to repair. And once again, I closed it out without actually looking at how well I did. Where exactly are they going? They're going to where the 7th extraorbital core are. I'm not sure where they went. They are a Glosswerhenian fleet. Oh! They've popped up down here. So they are coming down here to Holibray. I'm a month away from hitting this system. If I can flip the system, they can't use the gateway, and I can use it to escape, which would still leave my jump drive fresh to strike to another area after they pull out. And I'm about a month away from the transport fleet getting here that would cause another planet to flip and cause them havoc. So I have finally drawn some of them this way. Now, technically, I could smash that fleet, but it's got reinforcements inbound through gateways. I mean, I could destroy those since they came in early. How many of these others are heading to meet them? This one is moving to Holibray. That's a 120k fleet. And these are following them. They finally flipped Imoleto. So they are all, for the most part, moving down here to deal with Medusa. But they're making the mistake of heading to Holibray instead of Markaz. If they'd taken the gateway to Markaz, they could have intercepted me. As it is, I don't know how quickly I can flip the station. I may end up having to withdraw. if they decide to reroute to Markaz. These are also headed down there. So their entire force is headed down here to hit that. While that's the case, Fortress Legionnaires, can you handle Hermia? Yeah, it's only about 50k. We're going to hit Hermia. There's debris in Hermia. You know, I don't really need this one here. Assisting cloaking at Larkin Singularity. So let's scavenge that project. Now that's going to take me a while to get over there, but I should be able to remain stealthed in this area. We've reduced a relative Navy strength down to 28. I still want to know how much of an impact getting rid of the Miravandia will have.
Construction complete.
Taurus Starbase was building something. What was it? Resource silos. Let's replace the defense grid with a mercenary garrison.
Engaging enemy station.
Flip it quickly. Flip it quickly. Miravani Coalition have constructed a science nexus. Wait, really? You're about to hand over to me a fully completed science nexus? Oh, thank you so much! Update, Operation Spark Diplomatic Incident. A suitable target for Operation Spark Diplomatic Incident has been identified, and an extensive dossier has been drawn up. Our operatives wait on word to trigger the scandal. Commence operation. I don't get a choice as to who I'm creating the scandal with.
Spaceport reports enemy contact. Battle debris secured.
Another 1,500 alloys in the Taurus system. Which spaceport has reported enemy contact? Ah, Friaka. Oh, no. They moved in a small fleet over here to retake Biltron. Now, I'm in the process of actually building some mining districts so that these human superiors will have jobs and quit migrating off-world. Let's go ahead and build a third. That'll give me 9 jobs. Or 6 jobs, which should be enough to handle all of them. Because I do know I have more. I do know I want to resettle any human superiors in January. I need to shove them back over there. That does remind me, I meant to modify the species at the start of the month. But having them unmodified does mean a couple are up here. And as soon as I get a couple of mining districts built, these down here that are stuck as workers will be filling up those. So yeah, I need the 3rd mining district to get those when they are downgraded. So I can hold off on modifying the species.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
That would be the other one that was going into the system up north. Our agents in the hierarchy of Moffat report that Operation Spark Diplomatic Incident was a resounding success. In a bold feint, we were able to frame one of their envoys to our own empire for a surprisingly wide range of crimes. The affair has caused them considerable embarrassment, exaggerated in no small part by the offense we have pretended to take. Their diplomatic standing is weakened as a result. How? I mean, does that impact their diplomatic weight? What does it do? Well, I only needed to do that once. Yeah, they flipped the Parsec system.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Crap, I just realized they're about to take this station. Cannot downgrade while it's engaged in combat, but I can dismantle everything. Yeah, I wasn't paying enough of attention to realize that they were about to take this station. I should have dismantled this stuff a while ago. Now there's also an orbital ring here. That I should have dismantled a long time ago. You cannot downgrade orbital rings, unfortunately. Friaka has fallen. Wait, it just hasn't flipped yet. That's what it is. Now it is flipped over. Now if I had fleets prepared to jump into sectors, would be a good time to flip this and thin off a relatively small fleet. But if I had enough fleets to have some prepped and ready to jump and pick off different individual fleets, I could stand toe-to-toe with their stack of doom and eliminate the damn thing once and for all. We've just about flipped the orbital ring and flipped this sector to where they can't use the gateway. And we're immediately going to land armies. In the meantime, I can't dismantle anything here because this is just occupation unless I also control the planet. And it has been another 5 years, so thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.